I want to start with something important. This setup is not universal and it's not the best setup. It's the setup that works for me and that's what I'm using mostly, but for a different project I would probably use something else and that's completely normal. I should wear different things. Interviews, a lot of handheld work, travel projects, sometimes very specific jobs like dentistry and occasionally events or stage work. Because of that, I don't believe in one perfect camera or one perfect setup. I choose tools based on the task. And there are three things that matter most for me: weight, stability, and autonomy. I usually work alone and I need to carry everything myself, and often I shoot for a long time running on batteries. So convenience matters more to me than having the maximum possible specs. My main camera right now is the Lumix S9. And the reason is very simple: it makes my work easier. It's light, it shoots 4K 10 bits and even 6K, which is very useful for cropping. And stabilization really helps me when I shoot handheld. This camera gives me a solid minimum quality level, so post-production becomes easier. Of course it has limitations. The menu is complicated, there is no hot shoe. Focus peaking is not great, there is no headphone output. And in 4K 50 FPS or 60 FPS there is a crop. I understand that for many people these are deal breakers, but for me the size and the stabilization are more important. This is also not a camera for every job. For example, I don't use it for dental work. I need 4K 100 FPS or 50 FPS without crop there. We will talk about it later in a separate video. For more complex productions, the missing ports and controls can be real limitation. And that's fine. No camera fits every scenario. Let's talk about backup camera. I'm filming this video on this Sony camera. It's ZV-E10 Mark II. Like Sony is always complicated with their names. Mostly when I need very reliable autofocus, when I shoot from a tripod or when I do product style shots. Well, I'm shooting the camera, so the product showcase mode is very useful. And it also has a hot shoe and a proper headphone output, which is useful for audio. You ask me why it's not my main camera? I would say the stabilization is much weaker. And if you enable digital stabilization, you get even more crop. And in low light it's harder to work because of the small sensor. So again, it's not better or worse, it's just better for different tasks. And for photography I use a separate camera. I don't like shooting photos on my video cameras because they have lock profile, time limits, and workflow makes things slower. I want to shoot photos, deliver them, and move on. That's why I use a Fuji camera. The colors are great straight off camera. Film simulations are very useful, and I don't have to think too much while shooting. For example, log is also a problem in video cameras because sometimes you're like in a rush and you need to make some photos and you forgot to switch from log profile, and then all of your photos suddenly became flat like log, and it's like another workflow to color grade them, so it's like really strange. So it's also, that's why I use the separate camera for photos. And it also has limitations. Autofocus is weaker, stabilization is not great for handheld work, and the battery is small. So again, it's a tool for specific tasks, not for everything. For audio I use compact wireless microphones, not because they are perfect, but because they are fast and easy to use. For example, these ones are DJI Mic Mini. One is right here recording the audio right now, and the other one is here. Here it is, it's like really small. These microphones, they are light, they don't pull on close, and I can attach them very quickly during handheld or reportage work. Like, look, for example, it's really fast. Here you go. And I accept the limitations here on purpose. Sometimes for other situations I use different microphones, for example lavaliers, or maybe for example microphones with 32-bit float. It's like different situations, but mostly I use this. And I have another backup microphones. They are only for my iPhone or my Android. It's like microphones for Holy Land. They're really cheap and really good. And also, what is important, they look very good on close. And believe me, the clients, they love these small microphones because they really look good. Oh, they're asking, oh, wow, you have a really good microphone. I like hate these lavalier mics, and this one looks really good. Let's talk about the lighting. With lighting, the approach is very simple. For interviews, music videos, I always use light. For reportage or fast works, often I don't. Why? Because everything needs to be really fast. I use compact lights like this because they are powerful. Now this one is from Godox, it's like ML100B, and they're really powerful enough and easy to carry. And bicolor helps a lot with white balance, and light stand matter because I work alone and my back is only one. And one last important thing, more gear doesn't automatically mean better production. Buying an accessory without a clear use case usually doesn't improve anything. If there is no real scenario for a tool, it will probably just sit on a shelf. So again, this is not a perfect setup, it's working setup. It changes depending on the project. And for me, that's the most important part. This setup works for me, and that's the point.